Hey guys, what's going on? It is Dan Lags, and welcome back to episode number 40 of Constructing Los Dangeles Season 2. What is going on, guys? We are back today for another recap episode. This is going to be our second one of Season 2. This is the first one since episode 20 of Season 2, and we actually have a lot of stuff to cover that I have built on the last 20 episodes. So let's not waste any time. Let's jump right into the recap. And I'm standing right in front of the first build that was done since episode 20. I believe this one was started on episode 21. By the way, I got the shaders on. I'm using the Silder shaders. The reason why I'm using these as opposed to maybe the CUDA shaders or some of the other high level shaders that I have on my computer, these I like for recording the most because I can keep my frame rate above 60. And still be able to load in a decent amount of chunks, which is great. I use the CUDA shaders for my screenshots for thumbnails, but typically I can only run those at about 30 FPS, so those are a lot more intense on the computer. So I'm running the Silder shaders here. They look real nice. The sun looks beautiful. It just makes things look great, and that's what we're going to be utilizing today for the recap episode. But basically, here is the parking garage. This has been done for a while now. I think this is, as far as a parking garage is concerned, I thought this build turned out pretty damn good. I was actually very surprised in how much I enjoyed building this parking garage. You would think something like that would be mind-numbingly boring to build, but it actually was pretty fun. We did most of it on stream, and most of the stuff that you'll see here was worked on stream as well. It's kind of like what we do. We do the CLD episodes, and we do some CLD grind time on Twitch as well. But so that's the parking garage here. We changed the color of the Freedom Tower to blue, which I've left it like that for now. Most comments actually did like it. We might change the texture of the blue in the City Texture Pack Advanced. By the way, we have a fresh download of the City Texture Pack Advanced. The latest version will be in the description below, as well as the latest version of the World Save download as well. So you can check out those things in the description if you would like those. They're available only for PC if you're interested. So basically, yeah, we have, I'm so mesmerized by the sunlight in this shaders. I love it. So we have another skyscraper. This is starting to become more of our business district. We have another skyscraper on the other side. This is Danville's corporate tower. And I like the way this one turned out. It's a very simple build in the exterior, but it works out real nice. All the floors have been put in. The elevators have been put in as well. And besides that, that's all we got so far. If you're wondering what that is right down there, I was going to build a mini model for a unfinished skyscraper, and that's kind of like what I came up with. It's really terrible, but stay tuned for that later on in the series. So here's a couple of skyscrapers and the parking garage. This is kind of what we did. I did this recently, within the last few episodes, but it's right next to the parking garage, so we'll cover both of these at the same time. But we have a lot to go over here for this recap, so we got to fly all the way around the city. I'm going to do cuts all over the place, so let's get started. All right, everybody. Next up, we have the college campus. This has been built over the span of several episodes, so I'm just going to cover everything that's been built on the campus so far. First off, we have the first classroom hall. This was the first thing we built. I love this build. I think it turned out real nice. In fact, screenshot that because that's a nice little view of that build. And then, of course, on the other side, we have the sandstone one, which might not look as good, but I like that one as well. And these are a couple of classroom hall buildings for the campus. This is kind of what we got started with. It's kind of like the campus lawn. Over here, we have the connection to the original LD and the stadium. It's just right across the street from the entrance to the campus. The reason why we chose this spot for the campus is that way the football team of the University of Los Angeles can play their games in Los Angeles Stadium. Where also the professional team, this is all pretend, but it's fun. The Los Angeles Laggers play. So let's just fly through the streets of the campus. We'll show you everything that's been built so far. We covered those two buildings. No interior on either of those yet, by the way. I typically wait for interior until everything's built. Right here we have a dorm hall. This one turned out very nice as well. It's modeled after a dorm hall from the school I went to. And interior is been filled in terms of the walls and everything like that. Not furnished, but it has several rooms in here. I thought this turned out real nice. This campus in general is coming together really nicely in terms of the builds. There hasn't been anything I've typically disliked yet, and from what I built, so that's great. This road over here actually runs all the way down. If we can get this loaded in, this runs all the way down to the strip mall, and that's going to connect over to the beach area. This is quite a long road, but we'll get just far enough to where we can see some of this loaded in right over there. So there's the strip mall. We're going to come back to that later, but let's fly back to the campus. We got the back of the dorm hall over there. Love the water, by the way, in this pack. It's absolutely amazing because you can see the reflection of the buildings off the water like that. It's just a really cool thing. So trying to keep the environment intact on this campus as much as I can. It is a little bit tricky, but I'm going to be putting bridges through here. That way we can keep all of this nice river space and trees and stuff like that. We're going to try to keep all this stuff. So this is just kind of like the high-level planning of the campus roads and the entire layout of this thing. It's going to be a very large build, so it's going to take a lot of time, but this is what we have so far. And just a bunch of plots ready to be built on as well. A bunch of flat space to be worked on. And last but not least, over here, this is the first frat house that I have created. This is the Kappa frat house for the Greek symbol. I went with Kappa because it was built on stream, and you can't have Twitch without Kappa, so I thought it made sense. I really like the way the frat house looks. Originally we had white shutters, but I switched it out for black, and I thought that was a major difference. Helped it look, I guess it helps separate itself from the Survival Island Season 4 mansion, because that's what it is similar to. But the interior, again, is all the floor planning has been put in. There's just no interior just yet, so you know, that's pretty much what you'll see with most of my builds. I usually build it on the exterior, put the floor plan in, and then I'll save it for furnishing later on. But that is the Kappa house, and that's going to wrap up the college campus. We have some more roads that run down this way a little bit, but they haven't been completed very far. I'm trying to figure out a logical way to connect the main highway, the interstate highway of Los Angeles, to the college campus. I believe if we just fly over this tree line a little bit further, we're going to run into the interstate highway right here. Yep. So I'm trying to figure out a way to connect that through. It's a work in progress, but we'll get there soon. So that's the college campus, but we still have much more to check out. All right, next up on the list is the Yellow Beach House. This is a new addition to the beach area of Los Angeles. This is the beach, the new beach, because we have one on the other side of the city as well. But as far as the beach's layout has been concerned, we have been making some modifications to it. We added this big open space on the boardwalk where we're going to be adding a surf shack. We're going to add some parking spaces there. I'm getting started on a sand dune. I just laid out like the perimeter of it and continued the beach design all the way over into this area where we're going to add a nice jetty. You're going to see the hotel over there. I'm going to check that out in a little bit. But let's go ahead and focus back on this yellow beach house. This is an exotic build. Really, really strange. Spent a couple of episodes working on it. It's definitely one of the more unique things that I've ever made, I would say. It's some sort of like, you know, Latin Caribbean style architecture or something like that, with the yellow and the birch wood on the top, the orange wood. It's definitely got that that southern Florida tropical beach vibe to it. It's definitely a change of pace from some of the other builds around this area, and that's kind of what I like about this. There's like a rainbow of colors in terms of these house designs, so it's been really cool. But that house has got a crazy interior as well. I think we spent an episode working on it, trying to get the staircase connected from level to level, which was a little bit of a challenge. And this has gotten started, but we're not quite out of the woods when it comes to the floor plan of this house just yet, but it'll get there in time. But yeah, this is the yellow beach house. It is quite the wild one for sure. So anyway, let's move on over here to the hotel. This has been my most recent project here on the world, and we named it Chariot. It's a ring off Marriott, which is a pretty common hotel line of hotels. I have a bunch of different names for them. We named it Chariot because the front of it looks like a chair, as you guys can see. The legs of the chair, the seat, and the back of the chair. I honestly, when somebody suggested it on my stream, and honestly, I can't not see it now. So we just decided to name it Chariot or Chariot or whatever you want to call it. I think it's funnier if we call it Chariot, but. As far as the layout for this hotel, I think it's a lot more realistic than, let's say, the Four Biomes Hotel back in the city. It actually looks like a legitimate, like, Hampton Inn style hotel, which I'm very happy about. The interior design has been started, but it's still a work in progress. We have everything laid out in terms of like the lobby and indoor pool and all that stuff and different room designs. It's coming together, and we also have an elevator shaft, which I think I'm actually gonna have to move it, but I'm not 100% sure yet. And this is basically just the outside of the build. We have one last wall to fill in on the outside, but for the most part, we have this place planned out, I think, pretty nicely. And I'm just excited to continue to work on it. It's been literally what I've been working on for like the last 2 episodes. This is like my most recent project, but it has been a lot of fun to work on here. The hotel, the Chariot Hotel, that's right next to the beach. And what we're going to do is we're going to find a way to connect it to the beach in some way. Right now, it's kind of just like floating over this absolutely horrific looking environment. This is all a work in progress. This is ugly. I'm going to try to, not look at this too long, but all this is going to get cleaned up, and it's going to be a nice transition to the beach. I'm going to have an outdoor pool as well, and it should be pretty nice. So, my hope is later on when you're out in the water, you're going to be able to see the hotel, and it'll be a nice view. So that's kind of what I'm working on right now. That's like my main project along with the college campus, and it's coming along real nice. Okay, everybody, so the last thing I'm going to be covering for today's recap is the tunnel. This is a tunnel in the northeast area of Los Angeles that connects LD to Danville. So if you guys remember, Danville is actually now on this world. So with the download, you're going to get LD and Danville. It's pretty cool. And obviously the tunnel runs through here. It's very dark in here. I really like how the shaders mods actually makes it dark in here. But if you follow this pathway down, it connects to this road. You can turn here, and basically just right on the other side of this tree line is Lake of Danville, as well as just I'm starting to create a transition between the roads of LD and the roads of Danville. Since the roads of Danville are actually black wool, it is a little bit of a challenge, but we're finding our way around it. So we're starting to transition here into Danville, which is kind of crazy. So with all that being said, guys, that is the end of today's recap. Hopefully you guys did enjoy it, just showcasing everything I've been working on for the last 20 episodes of Constructing Los Angeles. I'm going to be coming back to you guys with another recap in 20 more episodes on part 60 of season 2. Make sure that you check out the downloads in the description, guys. I'm going to have a fresh download for the world with everything on it, per PC only, by the way. I'm also going to have a fresh download of the City Texture Pack Advanced with all the latest updates on it, including this brand new black wool, which was just recently added, which looks real nice. It's designed specifically for pavement, which is great. And I think that's all my bases covered. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys did enjoy it. I'm just flying around Danville here on an LD recap. What the heck is going on? But it was a great recap, and thank you guys for the continued support here on Constructing Los Angeles as a series, and we'll just keep on grinding away at it. I'm going to keep working on that hotel amongst other things around the city. So with all that being said, guys, and thanks for watching. It's been Dangeles. Hope you guys did enjoy the recap, and if you did, drop a like, and I'll see you guys on episode 41 in a couple of days. Have a good one, everybody, and peace out.